Hello everybody and welcome back to SC Aviation. Today I'm just gonna be doing a little tour around the cockpit so that you get familiarized with it. So I'm gonna set right here a view that it's good for you. Well, just give me a second. No, I'm gonna use this one. Alright, so the airplane's panel divided into three sections. The overhead panel, which is this one right here. The forward panel, which is this one right here. The central panel, which is the one that has the throttle, and this last panel, the aft panel, the central panel, the pedestal panel. Alright, so let's first check this one. It is called the overhead panel. So in the overhead panel, you're gonna control more or less the specific part of the aircraft system, the fuel flow, the rate of electrical power being supplied to the aircraft, the bleeder, the hydraulic fluids. So all of those things are going to be controlled from this panel. So you can see that it's kind of divided into some sections. So we're going to start with this section right here in the left part. So it has got right here the control panel for the control surfaces. So in X-Plane you cannot really move them apart from the yaw damper, which is pretty complex, so I'm not going to explain, but you always want to have it on. Then going down you have the fuel panel. In the fuel panel you have the pumps. So the pumps control that fuel is actually being pumped to the engines. Now in the next area you have everything related to the electrical system. In the next area you have everything related with just a little bit of more systems. So for example, some lights, emergency lights, fasten seatbelt signs, which are very cool by the way. Next panel is for hydraulics. So you can here select pumps for hydraulic fluid, and you can also select window heat and probe heat. What that's going to do is that it's going to prevent some of the ports that are outside the aircraft to get ice. And last but not least, you have the bleeder panel. So that panel controls the air that fits the aircraft, because an aircraft works on air. So you have to have this panel properly set. And last, this panel right down here controls lights and engines. So here you have landing lights, runway turn of lights, taxi lights. For engines you have ground, auto, continuous, and flight. Ground is used to start. Auto is that it selects automatically. Continuous is for getting continuous start, so that it is very unlikely for the engine to shut down. That's like a very simple way of explaining it. And flight is like a more and even safer way of using continuous. So that's like very roughly the explanation. And last but not least, even more lights. So logo light, position stroking steady lights, anti-collision lights, wing lights, and wheel well lights. Going down here you have the forward panel. So you can right here find the instruments that are gonna more or less be useful through your flight in controlling the performance of the aircraft. So you have kind of more screens right here which show you things in real time. Then you have the MCP, the mode control panel, that controls the autopilot. So I'm going to explain pretty fast. The flight directors, what they more or less do is that they show the path that the airplane is going to follow, but does not follow automatically. So that will make you able to follow a certain path manually. So that's more or less what the flight directors are. Then you have the left part is for the throttle. Then to the right is the heading, and to the right is the altitude, then is the vertical speed, and then is the autopilot engage. So right here you can select to hold an altitude, you can select to hold a heading, or to hold a speed. Though to hold a speed you also need to have your auto throttle armed. Now you can hold your speed. But you also can see that there are more switches than those ones. Which one are those? So they are the VNAV switch, which what that will do is that it's gonna let you control the vertical path of the aircraft via the FMC. there's already a video on how to set up the FNCs, so you can check it out. Then you have the LNAV. What that's gonna do is that it's gonna make you able to control the aircraft through its lateral path, also using the FMC, so you can also check the video there. And last, you have the vertical speed. That what that's going to do is that it's going to let you climb or descend at a certain vertical speed. So you can select it here to climb at 400 feet per minute, or you can set it to descend at 700 feet per minute. And that's more or less this panel. Then going right here down is a panel that controls more or less the throttle, flaps, the spoilers. That's very roughly what this panel controls. So right here you can select more throttle, less throttle, full spoilers, less spoilers, full flaps, and no flaps. And right down here you have the radio panel. So right here you can set some frequencies. The two upper panels, this one and this one, are for the calm frequencies. So that's gonna make it is for communicating with ATC more or less. So you're gonna set those frequencies, and the ones that are down are the navigation frequencies. That's gonna help you in the ILS or VOR. I already did a video on how ILS works, so you can check it out. That's more or less how the airplane is divided. So overhead panel for systems divided into fuel, electrical, hydraulic, and electric. Forward panel for controlling the airplane's performance, and MCP for the autopilot. This panel for some flight controls. These are called secondary flight controls, so the trim, spoilers, and flaps. And this is the radio panel, more or less. If you want me to do a detailed explanation of every single switch in the cockpit, because you can see actually there are quite a lot. Everything that's light up is a switch, so yeah, there are a lot. If you want me to explain every single switch, I can do it, but I'm not doing it unless you ask me to do so. So that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.